Hello and welcome again to the Lift Institute Expert Sessions. In this series, certification organization Lift Institute will share its knowledge and experience with you. And today we're talking about Brexit and the consequences it has for the vertical transportation industry. And to discuss this interesting topic, I have Willem Kastelein. He's a product manager at Lift Institute and an expert on Brexit. Welcome, Willem.
Thanks, Ken.
Willem, where are we at with Brexit? I'm surprised, but also not surprised to hear that we're talking about this, because on the one hand, Brexit wouldn't seem to have much to do with my ride in an elevator, but I know Brexit affects everything. So how does Brexit affect vertical transportation?
Yes, Kevin, that's a good question. Indeed, Brexit is a fact since January this year. Mm-hmm. And that means that the European legislation is no longer applicable in England. Yeah. So England has its own rules for product safety in the UK, and that also applies to elevators. Sure. And that implies that there's a lot to do for the industry in the UK.
Yeah, what are the differences? You don't have to list them all, but how might a law or a regulation be different between the UK versus what they previously needed to follow?
Well, actually, the most seeable difference will be for the market that's the CE marking we are used to in Europe. Sure. Will no longer be applicable in the UK and will be transferred into a UKCA marking. Okay. So that means a UK conformity assessment mark to prove or to show that products comply with the UK regulations. Yeah,
just literally the stamp on it. And are there changes in, for instance, how often you inspect an elevator, or what the safety margins are required? Have all of those changed, or are some still the same?
Well, actually, in technical sense and technical way, everything remains the same. That is not a guarantee for the future, because of course England can choose or can decide to change its regulation. Can choose that on their own. Right. They don't need Europe anymore.
that was the whole point, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. That's true. But UK has said in the beginning we will just keep the regulation equivalent with European regulation.
But we'll see what happens in the future. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
If you are an owner of an elevator, or maybe a manufacturer of an elevator, what should you do to be ready for this potential future? Should you just keep going as is, or are there ways you could be prepared for this?
Well, there is a lot to do. Actually, when a European manufacturer wants to export goods or especially lifts, sure, or safety components for lifts to England, the European type certification, which they have, right, will no longer be accepted in the UK, and so that needs adaptation to the UK regulation, right, by getting new certificates based on UK regulation.
Yeah, and how is Lift Institute involved in this certification problem?
Yes, this actually, let's say 1 or 2 years ago, we had the idea that Brexit would not affect us so much, but coming to the final date in January, lots of manufacturers were asking us, Lift Institute, can you issue a UK certificate for us, based on the European certificate that we already have? Sure. And well, that was of course a challenge, because you need a specific license in the UK to be licensed to issue UK certificates. Yeah. So for that we have contracted a partner in the UK. Our partner is LiftCert. And they have all the accreditations and licenses in place at the moment to be able to issue certificates for the UK market based on our original European certificates. Wow. So that's very good opportunity for our certificate holders.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to go into a completely new certification process, but it can be transposed into a UK certificate on just an administrative basis.
Well, you called that an opportunity. That's a good example of referring to a problem as an opportunity.
Yes.
It sounds like Lift Institute has done a good job to make it as seamless as possible when the whole point of Brexit was to create a seam. So I understand there's a lot of logistical challenges there. And when it comes to certification specialists whose job it is to complete the certifications, how is their role affected? Can they continue to do their job as before?
Well, actually, when we look at the UK market, of course, that's where we are talking about at the moment, it will just be a administrative process to transfer certificates, original certificates into UK CA certificates. Yeah. So that will mostly be a process where not a technician needs to be involved. Yeah. So it's purely an administrative transposition.
Okay. And how many certifications are we talking about here that need to be processed in this way?
That's actually we at the moment we don't know.
Okay.
So that's also for us is a challenge because. We have a lot of certificate holders in Europe built up in the past 20 years. And for us, it's not really known how many of them are also active on the UK market and will be keeping active on the UK market.
Sure, yeah.
So actually for us, it will also be a surprise this year how many projects we will get.
Well, it sounds like Lift Institute has done the work that it can and found a partner, which is good. But it seems like you'll be busy with this, adjusting for this transition.
Yes, it's really actually maybe it sounds simple. Like I said, it's an administrative process. But what we have seen, the whole way to come to the point where we are now, to make it really possible for the clients to reissue certificates, that has been a tremendous job. Yeah. Because you also have to deal with authorities, you have to deal with accreditation bodies. Right. And that has been quite a job.
Yeah, it's a job of work, as I would say. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of work to get done, so I will let you get back to it. Willem, thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us at home with the Lift Institute Expert Sessions. Our next session we will be discussing trapped passengers, everyone's favorite subject, and preferably how to get them out safely. So tune in for that. See you soon.